Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and being a producer of Wrestle Massacre as well as Inside Movies Galore, I am David Strege, and welcome to Delusions of Grandeur. Enjoy the reviews. I certainly did.
Okay, Dave, that's it. Screw you and your college flunkies. I've had enough of this from you and from everyone else. I know what you guys are trying to do. Break me down, drive me out of the force. Well, it's going to take a hell of a lot more than a lame prank like this to get Curtis Mooney to throw in his badge, so fuck you. Over.
Did you miss me? I guess not.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Delusions of Grandeur. I have another review for you. This time, it's from a film that was filmed in 2021, and it's directed by Will Collazo. And I've followed his career from his ventures onto the David Sterling production teams with Theater, Blood, and Bloody Nun. And then he did an anthology called Faces of the Dead, which I've yet to pick up myself. It is a little pricey. It's in the $25 range, which I tend to go more towards films that are like 15 or 20 or whatnot. But 25 with shipping gets to be a little bit pricey for me as a collector, especially since I try to do as much as I can for the film community. But that being said, I was sent a screener of this his film. First, he sent me a screener with some coloring and audio issues that needed to be fixing. I'm wondering if this is a similar copy, but he ended up giving me another link on New Year's, and I hear my thoughts. So, this time the film takes place at a bordello, a house of sin. But before we get into that aspect of the film, I just want to say and give Will a shout out that his beginning credits and his end credits are very good. I think his credit scenes have improved with the imagery and the wording and his logo, all like pristine. I like that aspect of his filmmaking. That being said, his films are shot on video, but he is definitely using HD. As far as the actors go, he has a couple of returning actors. Some show up later, and some show up immediately. Um, so one of the main ones that ends up showing up here is Sandoval, who was played by Mark C. Fullhart. He'd played in the original Bloody Nun, and I believe that in this particular film, he plays a hunter of demons who has been at his job for about 20 years. And just anytime he shows up on screen, um, I like. He's kind of got that Sopranos way about him. He's kind of like feels like he's a syndicate in the mob or something like that because that's the way he carries himself. He carries himself like he's got a very interesting Italian background, you know, and there's a comedy to his voice and some of the things that he says. Like my favorite line in this film for is "Have a little faith, faith." So you get his kind of sense of humor, and he's trying to protect some of the people. Tries to warn some of the people away from it. He's kind of taken the whole thing on his shoulders to either kill or cast out this demon to save the rest, or kind of a "I'm gonna sacrifice myself for humanity" kind of an attitude. And I like it. I like what he brings to the table, and that said, we also have, I guess, John Ward, who plays Father Gordon Herschel. He is the director of Meat Hook Massacre 4, one of the directors in Brad Twig's Fright Vision, but specifically known more for his Axmas trilogy. But he's also an interesting character in the mix. He plays this father who ends up talking about the demon by starts with a B, and very interesting suicidal interlude. I do like that. Did like that as segment, and Will ended up getting a couple of names in this film for one of them being Tina Krause, who has been in quite a few films over time. Let's see. Let's go through some of the things. Love is a Stranger back in 1994. Reina and the Vengeance of Ilsa Von Todd. Reina, Queen of the Amazon, hung jury. Shriek of the Lycanthrope, Trapped 3. Female Mercenaries on Zombie Island, Fatal Delusion. Betrayed, Animal Room, Virgin Sacrifices. Strangled 2 and Strangled. Sorority Slaughter 1 and 2. Slaughtered Socialites, Legal Entrapment, Danger in Blue, Strawberry Estates, which I believe was a Ron Bonk film, which I still have to check out. Supposedly it's a shot on video found footage film. Psycho Charlie Returns Part 2, The Curse of the Swamp Creature 2, Bloodletting, which was, I believe, J.R. Brookwalter's, on J.R. Brookwalter's catalog, but it was directed by Matthew Johnson Welsh. Infamous Bondage Murders 2, The Vampire's Seductions, Evil Streets, The Duct Tape Killer, The Hypnotic Murders, Play Dead, and Psycho Sisters, In the Hood, Dungeon of Death, Dead Students Society, Cannibal Doctor, Scary Sexy Disaster Movies, Snuff Perversions, Bizarre Causes of Death, 16 Tongues, which is filmed by Scooter McCree, which I loved his Shattered Dead. Shooter McCree, as an actor, he was in. Her Name Was Krista. Recently, the Battle of Pussy Willow Creek, Rage of the Werewolf, which I believe was back in 1999. Air Boss 2, Preemptive Strike. He was a big spender. Addicted to Murder, Tainted Blood. Air Boss as Paul Smoka. Absolute Aggression, Alien Agenda, Out of Darkness. He was Sam, Original Sins. He was in, and of course he was a corpse in the car in his Shattered Dead films. But I really liked him. His stuff. I wish he would have done more, but I guess he did his films and just ended up living his life. So, but, yeah, ultimately we had another father who evidently was friends with another father by the name of Mateo. He kind of witnessed his fall into darkness as he basically was talking about, going down to this house of sin and enjoying some pussy and all that jazz, and he tried to talk him out of it, and we had that little situation. And when he died, I think the good father ended up taking up a crusade to go and save some souls. Let's see. And it turns out that Will Collazo was Maldito the Clown. He was the guy underneath the clown costume. That was interesting. But also we have Kyle Rappaport, who plays Dewey. I guess he's just a kid who wants to have a good time. At first, when he showed up with Sandoval in the front of the or somewhere down near the beach, his acting, and I don't want to say too much. His acting to me came off kind of stiff at first, but once he got inside the house, I think he got more comfortable with the people around him, and I thought that his acting improved as the film went forward. I liked him in here. It's not that I don't enjoy him in films. He's been on my show. I love talking to him. I just think sometimes when he is acting, sometimes some of the acting isn't his thing. And at first, when he shows up at the beach, he's like, not as excited as the other man who ends up showing up. But as he goes into the house, he gets more animated, and I like his energy in his role. I think he definitely had a longer role in here than he normally does, and I give Will credit for giving him a chance to show what he can do, and it was entertaining. So, um, at the end of the day, I did enjoy the character of Mr. Draven. And from what I understand, Draven was played by Garland Green, who also was in Theater of Blood. And I'm guessing that he is a New York actor, and supposedly he was at one point in time in Carlito's Way as a character. But I really liked the way that he brought this pimp of this horror horror house, cat house, uh, into play, and he has an interesting background story that comes off kind of creepy when he tells his tale of woe, about how his mother and sister got killed, and about the fear that one feels when you can't do anything about the things that you fear, or things of that nature. So that was an interesting aspect of the film. But ultimately, I thought that the special effects weren't all too bad. Um, though you could definitely tell the teeth were fake on the nun. You could definitely see that this was an enjoyable role for the nun herself, and it was an interesting mask that was portrayed on her. I thought that this film was decent. I mean, for what for what kind of subject matter that Will was dealing with, I thought he did well enough, and brought to the table an interesting tale of possession. And I'd like to see more done in this way. I wouldn't mind seeing what more that Will has in store for us, and hopefully hopefully we get some more entertaining stuff to boot. As far as the women that acted in this film, they were definitely pretty and beautiful. But because of the way they were acting to some of the customers, where they acted like in disdain, like they had better customers or better things to do. I don't really feel all too bad when some of them got slashed or killed. And other than that, I thought it was kind of interesting that Mark C. Fullhart had the heart to try to protect his hunter in training, Faith, when she tried to come along with him on the journey. And I do like the fact that the priest that ended up coming along with him anyway, ways. Ended up having the balls to take up the act of killing the nun in the end. So, anyways, hopefully you enjoyed my description of this film. Like and subscribe to my page if you have not. Definitely check the film out if you get a chance. It's not too bad. I mean, I have seen worse. And one thing I wanted to say is on my last review of Will's film Faces of the Dead, the whole reason why I didn't mention anything dealing with Lloyd Kaufman being in the film, or even the ladies that helped him out, or things of that nature, is I do believe that Lloyd himself is an avid helper of the independent film industry, and other film reviewers can have the right to mention his name, but I do think that he does get a lot of praise, and I think what he does for that particular film is explanation of its own, and it's something that I think that you should check out on your own time. So, thank you for listening. Appreciate you coming on and spending some time with me. And let me know down in the comments what you thought of the film if you've seen it. So thank you, and enjoy. P.S. One really quick thing is that I do like how how Will tied in the first film with this second film with a paranormal video. And I want to give a shout out to Carl DeGrasso for really bringing that creepy, dark character into existence. I did like your character in the plot of this film to bring the original surviving character into the fray, to show you and to give us the impression that the Bloody Nun isn't done. That was very unique, and I wish I would have gotten the chance to work with you a bit more. But that being said, hopefully you enjoy the review. Thank you.
You were good, kid, real good. But as long as I'm around, you'll always be second best, see?